All right, y'all. So Dean the Great and Adrian Bronner's fight camp, and I say that in quotes, just got marked out yet again by Mr. Bobby King Green. Okay, so Bang Williams is a friend of both Adrian Bronner and Dean the Great. He actually introduced the duo, but they basically threw him to the wolves, and by wolves I mean a singular wolf, and that wolf goes by the name of Bobby King Green. Okay, Green is one of the most consistent fighters in modern combat sports, to this date. And, really, the sparring session went exactly how I expected and probably many of you expected. And to be clear, Bang is no bum when it comes to boxing. He actually, I feel like, is the most qualified to box Bobby in any scenario out of everybody in the warehouse. And I know that might sound crazy at first because, like, well, oh, they have Bunny and they have AB. But think about it. Out of the fighters there with records, you have Dean. He's only fought influencer boxing and backyard, YouTube shit. Bunny is recovering from being shot, so he's not about to spar anybody. And AB is basically retired without officially being retired. So Bang really is the only active fighter there, which means it was, his duty to defend the space when Bobby came in and set up shop, chest pumped out, and all that stuff. We went over what happened the first time in my previous video on the subject. Now let's get into the sparring footage that we have here today.
Got to put on headgear.
Like, for 20 years like this, okay? For 20 years. What you gotta do for him? If he need headgear, he need headgear.
Okay, I got to put that on.
I'm smart, trust me. If I got hurt, I'll say, hey, I'll take a knee and be like, hey, I gotta go down or some shit like that. Okay, help me get warmed up. Let me shake up. Okay, I got it now. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out right there. We're just warming up. Come on. Nope. You gotta be there. You said we can hold now. You go break, right?
It ain't no break though. Y'all get your hands free. Y'all only get y'all tied up like that. If you want to tie them all the way up, tie them all the way up.
I gotta find the rules.
Gotcha.
I know what's about it. Look at it. I got it. I got it. I told you I'm talking to you and whooping his ass.
Work. Come on.
I told you this, kid. Say nothing new. Nothing new.
You got to man that shit, though.
Nigga, your head's belting. Your head's belting. Well, you're not doing it to me. Well, you're not doing it to me.
I'm going to drop you, gang.
I'll let you have that stupid shit.
All right, well, let me have it then. Keep letting me have it, bitch. Keep letting me have it. Dummy. Stupid thing.
Shut up.
Nothing. Go. You want to look here? Go.
Shut up.
I'll eat that shit. Go. Go.
These little electric robots. These little robots.
Go.
Airball. Come here. What's up? No, take down, Juno.
There you go.
Let my shit go. Let my shit go.
Number. One punch. Let's go.
Bitch ass
Your
nigga.
body. I'm all talking. I know. Yeah, y'all talking now. Come on. There you go. You got
He
one
no
more
shit.
round. Come on.
So there's still a lot more footage to go over, but I have to say, Bobby's style is very unconventional, and he's fighting exactly the same way he fights when he's standing up and throwing hands in the UFC and other mixed martial arts venues, right? But that's what makes his style so fun to watch as well. He kind of like basketball equivalent reminds me of like a Kyrie Irving or a LaMelo Ball, where they're allowed to get away with doing things that are considered unconventional because they're actually so technically sound. If you really watch Bobby's fighting style in this sparring footage we have here against Bang, he's often using his jab the way you're taught to use it when you're like hitting a heavy bag and things like that, where he's using his left jab and actually sometimes his right jab because he switches his stance very fluidly, but most of the time he's using a left jab to kind of line up his target, and then he throws the power shot with the right hand. So it's very technically sound boxing, despite the low/no guard because he's relying completely on head movement, which is why he wanted to spar Bang with stitches still in his head, because he was confident that his stitches wouldn't, get messed up, because he believes in his head movement a lot.
One punch it. Let's go. Get your shit in body. I know. Yeah, y'all talking now. Come on. There you go. Nope. Keep doing shit. Come on. Nope. Shut up. Who boxing? Who boxing? There you go. This shit ain't boxing. Come on. This shit ain't boxing. There you go. Look, bird. Come on, bitch ass nigga. Don't do that with you. Airball. That's over. You know what's coming now? There you go. Airball. There you go. Airball. Numbers though. See something else out there? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it. There you go. Do it now. Coming over. There you go. Airball. Airball. There you go. Let it go. Hold that shit. Let it go, man. Okay. Where it go? There you go. Airball. There you go. Airball. Numbers though. See something else out there? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it. There you go. Do it now. Coming over. There you go. Airball. Airball. There you go. There you go. Let it go. Hold that shit. Let it go, man. Okay.
All right, so notice off to the side you can hear GT, which is the trainer / coach of Bang, and anybody else that actually plans on fighting out of the Crash Out Boys fight camp, which it really seems like it's only Bang who's gonna have a serious fight anytime soon. But you can hear the coach saying, touch. So they're not really supposed to be, standing there and banging it out, no pun intended. But Bang, he confirms that they're just touching, and then he does some shady shit and starts throwing, full power shots because, he's getting touched up too much. It seems like he's responding out of embarrassment. There's going to be a moment coming up where Bang falls back and has to grab onto the ropes, and he says it's because he got tripped, but it was right after getting hit with a clean right cross. And, Bobby's foot did end up on Bang's foot a little bit, as you'll see. But right after, what makes me think that Bang did get rocked in this upcoming footage is that right after the so-called tripping, Bang throws the most powerful shots we've seen him throw in the entire sparring session.
Where it go? Oh, no, airball. Airball. Then go and shoot. There for the ticket. Green light. Oh, airball. There you go. Word. Oh, there you go. Nice. Keep it simple. No, airball. Keep it simple. I'm gonna keep it real. Keep it real. There you go. Beat your ass. More than one. Airball. Word. Oh, there you go. Nice. Keep it simple. No, airball. Keep it simple. I'm gonna keep it real. Keep it real. There you go. Beat your ass. More than one. Airball. There you go. Break. Let go. Let's go. There you go. Nope. There you go. Watch my forward. That was low.
Cup, gang.
That was low.
That wasn't low. Man, come on, bro.
So we've seen two different occasions now where Bang has hit one of his sparring partners below the waist, allegedly. And even there, you hear the coach saying, no, Bang, that was low. And he's arguing with the coach. It's like, no, man, the coach is right there. He has your best interest in mind. And he's saying that you hit him low. So you probably hit him low. And Sauce Nino would probably also say that you'd be hitting niggas low.
Hey, too hard. Come on. Niggas trying to die here. Come on the fucking cup. Nigga, we talking about the cup.
Okay, you touch my mouth.
Let's work. Let's work.
Come on. Come on. Chill, let's go.
Let's work.
Step back. No, it's coming out. You can't say that. Go round. Let's go. Let's get this work. Let's get this work. Here you go. No.
Yeah, just touch.
Yep. Get him right there. Right there.
See, there he goes again. He's being a little shiesty, isn't he? He just got pieced up with two nice combinations in a row, and you guys see his head bouncing back. It's even easier to tell because he's wearing, protective gear, and Bobby is not. Which, in a way, that's kind of, a little boring you, even though Bang's coach and AB wouldn't allow Bang to do anything without gear. But, optically, it does look like, oh, look at this amateur versus a pro, even though they're both pros. But, Bobby has been pro for like 18 years. And Bang, I don't know how long his professional career is. But I know he has like 20 fights, 21 fights, something like that. But yeah, man, Bang was getting pieced up. So he goes back to saying, just touch, just touch. And then look at how hard he tries to touch coming out of saying that.
I'm not a liar. I never lied on this. I'm real.
Touch. There you go. Touch. There you go. Touch.
Yep, all day.
Come on. There you go.
I can hit it with power. So touch me.
No power.
I'm not hitting no power.
Why not?
Touch me. No air ball. I'm too slick, nigga. You don't realize I'm the greatest in the world? Come on. I'm the greatest in the world, nigga. You just didn't know it. You just fucking crazy nigga.
There you go. Numbers. There you go.
No, bitch. Miss, work, nigga.
Work, man. Work. There you go.
Work.
You tired. Work. That'll work. Let's go. There you go. Just touch.
Work, babe.
Get the numbers up. Work, baby.
No, babe.
Touch. There you go. There you go. Miss. Move. Now move. There you go. Right there.
No, babe, no.
Right there. Touch it. There you go.
No, miss. That's a miss.
Got a minute left. Looking good. Move.
Miss.
Hot. Right there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Nothing. Hot. Right there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Nothing. There you go. Just stick it in there.
Come on, shoulder. Wait, you want to
Work.
You want
There you go.
Yeah, you like that?
There you go.
I see you like that.
40 seconds. You work.
Come on.
Come on, babe, come on.
Come on, man. Oh.
Sorry.
How you good?
Let's go. Work, man.
Touch. There you go.
No. Watch this, man. Ready? No. Come on, man.
Go.
Watch this. Show.
Hey, go.
15 seconds.
So you can't hurt me.
Oh, he's tired. Let's
Get right in front of
go.
you. Careful.
That's it. Come on. There you go.
Still getting smart.
190. I'm fucking.
I'm not even hitting him hard.
Man,
I'm not even hitting him hard. So I said, man, boss him. I'm not even hitting him hard.
So you see, I don't think too many people were gonna roast Bang all that hard until he started doing that you saw there at the end, the excuses. It was, oh, well, he's heavier than me. We fight in different weight classes and yada, yada, yada. First of all, people spar with fighters that fight in higher weight classes than them all of the time. Part of why you would do that is, let's say you're fighting in Alex Pereira before he went to heavyweight, right? So you're like a middleweight or something, and you want to prepare for his power. Sometimes there's no sparring partner in your weight class that has similar punching power to somebody like that. So you end up sparring against somebody from another class up or whatever that does have that power, right? It's a matter of trying to train for the style of fighter you're going against, getting your game plan right. So to use that as an excuse for why you supposedly lost, which there's no winning and losing in sparring, even though even through the stream being like secretive with the angles and kind of just keeping the camera on Dean most of the time, everybody could tell that Bang lost because we could read the fucking room. You could tell that, you know, Dean's not being all loud and jumping off the ropes and saying, yeah, Bang, get him, Bang, fuck, he's not doing all that. So we already know what's going on. On top of that, the little glimpses that we did see while watching live, we could see Bang getting pieced the fuck up. But then on top of that, Bobby Green goes home or whatever and posts the footage that you know, his friend or coach or whoever filmed on his behalf, he posted to his IG story, and we get to see a more complete picture. And it's like, okay, yeah, this just confirms exactly, you know, what we all thought from the initial just reading the room. And speaking of reading the room, though, you know who did actually, you know, like spar and not turn the camera away so we don't have to put together context clues was none other than Ryan Garcia, who I just did a video on him about 12 days ago about how he went up there and marked out Dean and AB because very similar to the Bobby Green situation, Dean and AB both have a history of talking shit about Ryan, more so Dean on the Ryan end. When it comes to Bobby, it was Dean and AB both talking shit. But yeah, Dean has a history of talking shit about Ryan Garcia, saying he could whoop him. He said he could take Ryan in Tank and all types of wild stuff. You guys seen the card earlier that says he could take UFC fighters on. He had a chance to take a UFC fighter on, and he didn't. He let Bang go in there and do the work for him. And then when it comes to Ryan, nobody got in the ring with Ryan. Nobody wanted to spar Ryan. But guess who did? Of all the fucking people to spar, Jason the Ween. Okay? The kid that he was like famous. He's kind of like the Asian Jack Doherty, right? He was famous at like 12 years old on TikTok, just doing shit, you know, dances and whatever. And he kind of parlayed that into a streaming career. He's become one of the biggest streamers in the world. Even before being on Streamer U, he was one of the biggest streamers in the world. And he has, I guess he has beef with Aiden Ross. So he started his own boxing promotion that's supposed to be influencer boxing, kind of blended with pro boxing, just like Brand Risk, because he wants to compete with his op. And the difference between Jason and Aiden, though, is Jason will actually get in the paint and throw hands. I believe he fought on his inaugural card, actually. But anyways, I'm being long-winded, so we'll get to the clip of Jason the Ween sparring with Ryan Garcia. Check this out. Something that neither Dean or Adrian Bronner were willing to do. But Jason the Ween. Come on, bro.
Yo, we just going?
Let's go. Shit gets serious now, Jason.
Wait, should I got mouthpiece?
No, you're good.
Wait, what?
Punches, Jason. Calm down. Beautiful. All right, JC. Gotta break the momentum. He's on you. You got 10 seconds of this, Jason.
Oh, shit!
What are you gonna do? Going forward right here, Jason. Stop going back. Go. Stay right there and then go back. Keep going forward. Keep going forward.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Now you gotta be smart. Get away from me. Yep. Okay.
All right, so there's more footage that we're not gonna go over. You guys get the point. It was a lot of Jason the Ween just swinging to hopefully not get hit back in return, right? Probably just closing his eyes and just trying to muscle memory his way to survival. But I don't expect much from Jason the Ween in the boxing ring with a world champion with a professional, even just the lowest professional would put Jason the Ween into the hospital, and nothing less would be expected from that. So kudos to him for actually getting in there and sparring with Ryan Garcia. No other streamer or content creator has done such a thing. Dean, he's supposedly a boxer first who's also a content creator. I say supposedly because really he used YouTube clout into becoming an influencer boxer. It's just he wasn't that well known of an influencer until he got elbowed and slapped, right? That's when the influence started. But Dean has actually been a successful YouTuber way before he was a successful, punching bag / streamer. He got like $1 million+ from Fuzi back when Fuzi was one of the most popping content creators in the world. He got $1 million deal for boxing as an influencer. So that's Dean's origin story, was always that. They're like, oh yeah, he did some clout chasing type of things, boxing the cop in the fucking parking lot and things like that. Boxing random dudes who were he did YouTube type shit. And he never went through the amateurs or anything like that would make you, a true respected boxing prospect. He never did any of that stuff. He picked up some gloves when he was like 20 years old or something and just started boxing people at the park. And there's nothing wrong with that. I respect, the people that are like that, street fighters or whatnot. But Dean kind of, he went and got trained first, and then he went out and caught fades at the park. So it's not quite like K-Mac the Great, where he's just self-taught squabbling for the hell of it type of thing. But anyways, Dean is supposed to be a real boxer, I guess, according to himself. AB has said that Dean is more than an influencer boxer. So it's super crazy that, when it comes to the whole Ryan Garcia thing, in the past, as I covered in previous video, that, given the opportunity to spar in your own gym, Dean tucked his tail like a little bitch. So somehow Jason the Ween has more heart than loudmouth, fake boxing ass Dean. And, same kind of has to be said about AB. Even though he gets a little more grace, only because he can retire right now with nothing left to prove to the boxing world. Like nothing. You're good. You're the 4-time champ at some point in your life. You've accomplished pretty much any and everything that can be accomplished in boxing. You had an extensive amateur career. AB was definitely a boxer first who just now got turned on to being a content creator. But Dean, on the other hand, you need to get your ass in there with Ryan Garcia, with Tank Davis, and with some of the biggest names in the UFC, such as, Bobby Green. He's kind of like a gatekeeper in his weight class, where if you're a rising star, you got to go through Bobby Green before you can get a title fight. Even though he doesn't have any belts himself so far, that's still a big honor. It's like the stepping stone. Can you get past this guy who's really fucking good? All right. And if you can do it, then you get to go and try to contend for a title. So why wouldn't Dean take that opportunity? All the things he's been popping it for so many years. Go back and watch the Ryan Garcia versus Dean and AB video. All right. Go back and watch the first Bobby Green video I did. Dean has been popping it for like 4 years straight about all types of names in boxing and in UFC. But then when smoke meets him, literally not even at his door, but inside of his place where he rests his head, inside your home. You're not willing to defend your home, essentially. You need Bang to do it for you. So yeah, Bang might have got whooped, but at least he got in there. He's not the one who was running his mouth. He's just he's about his shit. He's a boxer. He's gonna box. I respect Bang. I don't respect Dean. And then look here as he you know, if you're on Twitter, you know of the account Kick Champ, right? Look how Dean decides to call out Kick Champ for a fade, even though nobody knows what Kick Champ looks like or his fitness level, training level, none of that. But he wants to start flying out random fans in random accounts if he doesn't like the narrative you push about him. But you won't fight these people that you've been talking shit about yourself. So you like to talk shit about people above you in the fighting world, but when somebody else does it, or you know, clips you up and puts a certain type of caption on it to get the tweet to do the best numbers it can do, all of a sudden is, well, you need to come and fight me. Interesting. Very interesting. That's some pussy ass shit. You won't fight any of these pro fighters that you've been antagonizing. But here, look at this.
Kick Champ, what's up with you, cuz? You want to fade, nigga? I'll fly you out. I'll beat your ass. How about that? I'm gonna fly you out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start flying out my fans so I can beat the fuck out you niggas for popping it. I think we gonna do that. I think that'll be a good. What y'all think of that? Let's fly cuz out. Nah, misplay. It ain't no sweet shit with cuz. Fuck cuz. Cuz look.
So Dean is doing that call out because Kick Champ has been reporting on what everybody's been reporting on, which is that video that has been resurfaced thanks to Shark, the bodyguard, right? Of Dean having some type of domestic altercation that was being recorded on camera. So Dean's mad that this is resurfacing, and he's deciding to go at Kick Champ, probably because that's like the biggest clipping page on Twitter, right? And he's calling him all types of names and wants to beat him up. But at the end of the day, you did do something inappropriate with you know, a female that you were dating at the time. That is documented. Okay? And then the day after that, I'm not going to show the clip. I have the clip somewhere. Maybe I'll use it on a different video. But you know, if you guys watch the live streams or whatever, the day after that clip resurfaced, this fucking idiot hops into an inflatable ring like a ninja, American Ninja Warrior or whatever. You know, they have those big sticks that you swing at the person, try to knock them off the platform, and it's all like on this inflatable thing. They had one of those. They like decked out the warehouse with that stuff and like a Velcro axe throwing, you know, whatever. They made it into a little fun zone. And Dean's out there like really piecing up the hose with these American Ninja Warrior sticks. Excuse me, really swinging that motherfucker like you know what I mean, like fucking Sammy Sosa trying to hit another home run. Bad PR move if you ask me. You know, Dean Turner out here, he's moving like Ike allegedly, in my motherfucking opinion, but. On top of all this, this now, so disrespecting the fans, since you can't disrespect Bobby anymore. But AB was still being disrespectful to Bobby. Look at what AB had to say after Bobby put the hands on the best fighter in the gym. Currently, AB is technically supposed to be the best fighter in the gym, right? He's the most accomplished, but he's very out of shape and knows damn well he has no business hopping in no ring with Bobby fucking Green right now. So, but look at how AB's talking.
Oh, he's tired. Let's go.
Hey,
Keep working. That's it. There you go. There you go. And time.
shit. Damn.
I got 6 more in me.
Same way, dude. They cut back fade.
Let's go all day.
Y'all for sure the same weight. Huh?
So technically, AB is supposed to be the big dog in this scenario. He just got told, hey, get his back fade because you're about 185 yourself, which, you know, at 5'6", that's nasty work. But AB doesn't want no smoke. But he'll talk spicy, though.
185.
You said he was elite. What does that make me? Okay. Well, don't want his ass. So if you said he's elite, I don't know what that makes me, sir.
You're nothing in the world, gang.
I don't gotta be nothing in the world. According to you, all I know is I feed my family. I got millies. I'm straight.
No, I'm proud of what,
you know what I mean? So I don't know what you mean by nobody in the world. That's what matters is we feeding our families or not.
Fuck with you.
You got your family here too, you know? But I'm not trying to be nobody. I really came down here because you and Dean, y'all said y'all was gonna box me up. And you said you're gonna be shit on my leg.
I would.
Okay. I'm telling you, not in your conditioning right now, no.
It don't matter what condition I'm in,
OAB, yes. The OBB, yes.
The skills that you
You
got.
gonna fucking gas on me. I'll make your heart come out your chest. Bro. I'm smoking and chilling. I told you this was fun. I'm playing.
I'll stop you, bro.
So AB has become an all talk type of person, no bite, unless it's against somebody who, you know, he would probably attack somebody who's not on the level of a Bobby Green or not on the level of what AB once was. You know, he'll attack somebody, a normal person, like a waiter or some shit. But why not get in the ring if you're saying you'll knock Bobby Green out? I'll stop you means I'll knock you out. All right. So if you're so confident that you'll stop him, even in your current conditioning level, why don't you put on the gloves and headgear and get your ass in there then? Because bro said he wants to go for some more rounds. What's the issue, AB? All you gotta do is go about 3-4 rounds. Give 4 rounds and stop him. But AB just wants to play fucking pool all day and you know, sneak drinks at the little downstairs area they have going on and fornicate. AB's not interested in boxing anymore. And like I said earlier, he has every right to not be interested anymore. He's done everything he can in the sport already. There's really nothing else that he can accomplish in the sport. And he's like severely let himself go on top of that. And kind of has stopped working out already. Those clips, those motivational clips of him in the ice bath and him running on the treadmill and all that, that was a good 7 days out of the 45. and the rest are dedicated to him eating Popeyes first thing in the morning. And, you know, just kind of sitting around on his phone, laid up with the hose, not necessarily locked in, just locked into a confined space, except for when he decides to go to the strip club. So AB is about bullshit at this moment in time. And, you know, it really, this whole scenario of Bobby Green coming into the gym reminds me of a story from my personal life. And since we're near the end of the video, I'm going to tell the story, all right? So, I'm going to do the short form version. I have a dog, okay? It's a German Shepherd mixed with a Rottweiler, right? Or sorry, a little bit of Rottweiler and also the other one, the super dog, the super German dog, whatever the fuck, Doberman Pinscher, right? So it's all German guard dog in its DNA. I have a neighbor. We have this flimsy little fence, and they have like 4 dogs. One of them's a pit bull that's like obese, and the other one is a non-obese German Shepherd as well. Okay, so their German Shepherd is annoying. Their other dogs are chill as fuck. They just be chilling, not barking every time we go into the backyard and stuff. But the German Shepherd, I could step into the backyard for 5 seconds and it starts barking at me as if I'm on its side of the fence, to the point where it's like, damn, if this dog ever, you know, knocks over this flimsy ass fence that the landlord at the time had established, I felt like I might have to defend myself against the dog type thing, you know, at least get it to go back to its side, because I don't want my dog to end up catching a body or something. You know, I don't know what the nigga's capable of at the time, and I didn't want to find out because then I'm liable if my dog, you know, does that. Even though I'd probably be able to get off since it crossed, you know, our property line. But whatever, I don't want to have to deal with all that. Okay, I just want to make YouTube videos and be a family man and shit. I don't want to have to deal with court because of a fucking dog, right? So, anyways, one day this German Shepherd actually does find itself um, through the fence. Like it made a like the fucking the rectangular things that go all the way up on those plastic fences that are supposed to mimic like a wooden fence. It popped one of those and it slid itself through, and the fat ass dog somehow slid itself through that hole as well. And my dog, I didn't know they were back there when I let my dog out. And then I see commotion or whatever, and it's like, oh shit. My dog's like squaring up with it. But basically another dog came into my dog's, space, into its territory. And I'm not gonna lie. I would take my dog to the animal shelter and surrender it if because you don't get a German Shepherd mixed with a Rottweiler mixed with a fucking Doberman Pinscher if it's not gonna stand its ground in that type of scenario. But that little nigga squared up. It let it know who's boss without any. There was no biting or none of that. But he kind of like showed teeth, which he never shows teeth. He's a chill dude. But when it was time for that smoke, that nigga met the smoke. And he provided more. He put fuel on the smoke. Like, nigga, what you gonna do about it? And I've never been more proud of my dog since that day. They say when you get a dog like that, these German breed dogs or like cane corsos, eventually they have these moments where they prove why you got it to be, part family dog, part guard dog. That was one of those moments. Like I said, I would have returned that nigga to the shelter if he would have failed that test. If he would have let that dog come over to his shit and run his shit the way Bobby Green ran Dean and AB shit. And he was outnumbered. But see, the pit bull, it already knew what time it was. It already knew. I'm not fucking with bro. That nigga was being friendly. It was walking around, following behind him with our other dog. He made a pack out of the, like, here, you could join the pack. But this bitch ass nigga that's always barking at everybody, what's good? What's popping? So see, I say all that to say, in this story, Dean is kind of that other German Shepherd, the one that's always barking, very loud, very rambunctious, if you will, but then finally comes across into a real dog's yard, or in this case, a real dog entered his yard,